This is the Inter-Municipalities and Cities Basketball Tournament in Pampanga. Welcome to the 2024 Delta Cup. As we are live here inside the BREN GUIAO Convention Center in the beautiful city of San Fernando, Pampanga for the game number 4 for our holiday ball action. As San Simon won against Magalang with 80-73 with Salvador Angeles as best player with 27 points. And Arayat lost to Porac with 73-53 with Mark Gigante as the best player with 24 points last January 26. And here, our game at hand for today is I Love San Simon kontra Municipality of Arayat. Isang magandang tanghali po sa inyo mga kabalen. Ako ang inyong makakasama, Penelope Wilhelmina. And together with me is my mentor and brother and the hardcourt, Enzo Galarosa. Enzo, kamusta?
Natatawa ako. Sino si Salvador Angeles? Si Steven. Pero I'm very, very excited for this ball game. Coming after that, game number 3 natin na very, very exciting, di ba? Two teams coming off of victory. One team coming off of victory and also adding a mythical 5-member from the UAAP to their lineup. The other team coming from a tough loss in their last game. You know, this is a game between one team that's desperate to finally get it back to the winning ways and another team that wants to climb up to the standings dahil dalawa silang magkapareho ng record as we will see later on sa team standings natin. But syempre, speaking of we will see, you will see this ball game live po sa Facebook page ng Pampanga Public Information Office, Pampanga PIO on Facebook, and also syempre, pwede nyo din po mapanood ito sa YouTube channel nila at Pampanga_PIO. And syempre sa mga kasinag namin, live din po itong laro ng 2024 Delta Cup sa Sinag Liga TV YouTube channel. Kaya like, share, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and also our Facebook page. And we can see this team standings dito, Penelope. Itong I Love San Simon at 3-3 dito. In the middle part sila, tied sila with Santa Rita. Tapos dito naman ang Municipality of Arayat trying to get their first victory of the tournament dito. And if they do get it, what a way to get your first victory by knocking out one of the teams na napasok sa playoffs as of now. Pasok sa playoffs. Itong I Love San Simon, di ba? Foiled their dreams of a top 4 seed, of a twice to beat. Dahil nga, kita naman natin kanina in our game number 3 yung tournament format natin. Kaya very, very exciting itong laro to. One team wants to get their first victory. The other team gustong makaangat to the top 4.
And yes, and so with that, is coming up is the battle between the I Love San Simon kontra Municipality of Arayat. And now let's give our Kabalan fans the Ram Ballad for starters of the game.
Kaya pagkat panapon kay kayongan Kabalan sports fans, live po tamo kay ang BREN GUIAO Convention Center, San Fernando City, Pampanga. Welcome to Delta Cup Inter-Municipalities and Cities Basketball Tournament, presented to you by Governor Dennis Delta Pineda and powered by coverage partner Sinag Liga Asia. We're also live at Sinag Liga Asia FB page and YouTube channel at Sinag Liga TV and Pampanga Public Information Office. Our fourth game for today, it's the battle between I Love San Simon and Municipality of Arayat. And now let's meet the starters for both teams. First, for your I Love San Simon. Point guard number 30, Andre Dungo. Shooting guard number 13, Steven Angeles. At forward number 31, Parley Dimla. Also at forward number 7, John Santos. And center number 18, Patrick Punsalan. Head coach for San Simon is Danny Torres. Assistant coaches Gian Mago, Edrem Dimla, Rich Bravo, and Lawrence Mago and Patrick Yambao. Your I Love San Simon. And now let's meet the starters for your Municipality of Arayat. Starting at guard number 9, Harold Canlas. Also at guard number 5, Mike Pare. At forward number 15, Justin Duluzan. Also at forward number 6, Dave De Ala. And center number 19, Patrick Manalang. Head coach for Municipality of Arayat is Eddie Castillo. Assistant coaches, Ricarte Mesa and Josie Mesa. Your Municipality of Arayat. Game officials charged in action, Dennis Escaros, Andrew Publico, and John Lisiges. This is your Governor Delta Cup Inter-Municipalities and Cities Basketball.
And yes, mga kabalan, for the starters of I Love San Simon, we have Dimla, Angeles, Malonzo, Santos, and Conanan. And for the side of Arayat, we have Canlas, Dalusong, Manalang, Ala, and Borja.
As ito nga, let's see sa jump ball natin. First possession goes sa panig ng Arayat, who again wants to win their first game dito as a good jumper to start off agad-agad para dito kay Michael Pare. Dungo playing the point guard position. Of course, he does play some point guard sa UST. And Viva Santo Tomas with that three-pointer.
Parang
The Tiger
pinahiwatig
Cup.
niya doon na. Parang binabanggit ako ni Enzo.
Siyempre, Tomasan to Tomasan yun eh. Connection ng dalawang Tomasino. Michael swings it. Another three-point attempt. No good. And ito, Doy on the run. No dribble.
An easy basket for the mythical five of the UAP Juniors.
Nakangiti pa. Kita mo yung dedication niya, di ba? Na kakatapos lang na season nila. Of course, unfortunately, they were thwarted by the Adamson Baby Falcons in the Final Four, di ba? Yung title bids ng Tiger Cubs were thwarted by the Baby Falcons. But then again, di ba?
It's still a great season.
Yeah, great season for Dre. I had him, hindi naman ako part ng UAP, pero I had him as my MVP. He was my MVP sa UAP Juniors, di ba?
Actually.
It was either him or si Kiefer Alas. Yun yung debate ko. Nothing to take away from the MVP from NU, di ba? Nothing to take away, but
But then your personal MVP choice.
Oh, not only because was Doy a part of UST, and he's a friend of mine. I've been covering him for 2 years now.
But then his
it's because of what happened to the Tiger Cubs, diba? When I say what happened, they didn't start the season in the right foot, diba? They won their first 2 games and then lost the next 3, and then nagsimulang mag-init na si Andre Dumo, diba? But speaking of, another former Letran Knight, itong si Steven Angeles, part of that number 3, the 3rd championship of Letran in that 3-peat nila. Parte dun si Steven Angeles, diba? But he can play now kasi he's not actually an active player for Letran last season 99. So that's why eligible siya to play this year sa Delta Cup.
Actually, this guys from San Simon has a lot of connections because they were able to play for Pampanga Delta.
Pampanga Delta, and some are from Luid, Parley Dimla. Not playing right now. Actually, si Daryl Garcia and Randem Simbulan, wala sila ngayon sa lineup for
Mga
prior
veterano
commitment.
na to pagdating sa mga ganitong liga.
Kumbaga, if you're a Sinag Liga Asia fan, diba, you're familiar with the names that we're actually saying, diba?
Of course.
And Angeles nga sabi pa nga niya, last game, 27 points siya, diba? Sabi niya, kinailangan daw niya mag-best player doon kasi first time daw niya ulit na maglalaro na ako yung commentator. Sabi ko, loko-loko talaga to kahit kailan si Steven. Pero Dimla with the basket. So, the 3 veterans, di ba?
Actually, yung connection mo sa mga players na yan, and so it's different din talaga.
Well, these are, you know, my guys right here, di ba? I mean, nung nagsisimula pa lang ako mag-commentator, sila yung, first stint ko sa commentator, sila ang nag-champion nun and sila yung nakakasama ko. And something that you can share din naman with these players playing right now, as we can see this drive by Parley Dimla. Di ba, being a veteran in the panel, di ba, that's something that you can share with these young players, di ba, na kaedaran mo sila. They're trying to grow their game and, you know, become better at what they do, and at the same time, ikaw rin. So, ganun yun eh. That's, I think, parang may 2 cents para sa'yo as a veteran in this, sa pagpapanel. Na, yun nga, minsan kasi trabaho iniisip ng iba, but, you know, it's not, hindi naman bawal na mag-make friends because let's see that foul again by John Santos. Yun nga, and that's why I'm very close to Steven, to Doy, to Kevin Santos, Justin Bautista, and Joshua Miklat of Minalin, di ba?
Totoo naman yung totoo naman yung sinasabi mo, Enzo, the connection between the players
Yes.
and you as nagko-cover ng
Yes.
laro nila.
And
Siyempre, maiisip mo what's behind every player na yung hustle ba nila na
Right. And also din kasi yung they're free. Mas komportable sila ngayon magkwento for you. I mean, si Doy, bago siya mag-UST, San Beda siya. One of the real trusted players of Coach Manu Inigo sa San Beda program.
as that is a good jumper
Good jumper right there. And
for the side of Arayat.
mas maganda nga yung mga ganyan eh. Especially on the side of Arayat, di ba? None of these players naglaro for Sinag Liga Asia. I
Totoo,
haven't covered
Enzo.
these players for Arayat outside of Delta Cup, di ba? And I want to get to know these players kasi malay natin, di ba? One of these players, sila na pala yung susunod na ano, Archie Concepcion, susunod na Justin Baltasar, di ba? We don't know.
Walang imposible sa kabali.
Exactly. As we can see, Harold Canlas knocking down that jumper in. That's why I just cherish the friendship na parang I get to share yung journeys namin na pag-share namin ng mga players. Pag-grow nila sa career nila and pag-grow ko sa career ko as in the panel, di ba? And being a
Same.
veteran, pwede mong gawin
Same
yan
with the sideline.
again, Doy with another easy layup. 7 points na for Doy.
Speaking of Andre Dungol, I believe, Enzo, na siya yung nag-best player when they gave the Adamson Baby Falcons
Yes.
the first ever loss for the season.
I remember his stats kasi binati ko siya nun sa Instagram. Sabi ko, 26 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, 4 blocks. Di ba? Anybody question me why I picked him for MVP, di ba?
That time, sila ang kauna-unahang nagbigay ng talo
Sa Adamson. But,
sa Adamson.
and look at how the entrance of Andre Dungo gives Parley Dimla space to operate inside.
Oo.
Di ba? Parley Dimla, when he played for Luwid 1,
And a steal for
lang
Andre
yan.
Dungo.
Oo, and ito Dimla. On the other end,
Easy basket, easy layup.
my guy,
Pinag-uusapan pa lang natin.
my guy promised me a dunk this game. Akala ko yun na. my guy Parley Dimla promised me a dunk in this game. Akala ko bibigay niya. But nonetheless, that's still 2 points. And now, nagballoon na yung kalamangan dito ng San Simon to 9 points after back-to-back hits for Parley Dimla. He now has 6 points into this ball game. 6 points for Dimla, 7 points for Dungo. At the start, 17-6 ang ating score in the first quarter.
We are now back after that break as 4 minutes and 27 seconds left with San Simon having a 17 and Arayat with 6 points. Enzo, kanina you mentioned na yung nagkakaroon ng space si Dimla sa
Yes.
pagpasok na ito ni Andre Dungo
Oh, and not only that kasi you have a sharpshooter like Steven Angeles on the floor, di ba? So yung floor spacing talaga for Parley Dimla to attack. Wala pa ngayon random simbulan na talagang twin tower sila for Luwid 1, di ba? But,
Yan yung dapat bantayan ng Arayat Kasi
Yes.
kahit saan,
but for Arayat, you can see na I'm not sure. I haven't talked to Coach Eddie Castillo personally yet. I haven't talked to him about it. I haven't asked him this question. But I can see na parang yung preparation time siguro nila is not up to par as what they wanted to be. Kasi especially in the last game, ako yung nag-cover ng last game ng Arayat I remember na may
That's a good jumper.
Oo, as a jumper there for Harold Canlas again. Magagaling sila It's just that their chemistry, minsan hindi nila nasusunod yung play, hindi nila alam yung, kumbaga hindi ba nila kabisado ang isa't isa. And that's where I wanted to ask Coach Eddie Castillo someday na about their preparation nga. Kasi their team chemistry isn't up to par siguro as what Coach Eddie wants it to be, di ba? As
exactly.
Angeles.
Kasi yun yung advantage ng San Simon ngayon
Oo etong San Simon kasi
Being
sa mga
familiarized with each other.
sa mga inter-barangay actually nitong ng Pampanga, yung mga inter-barangay dito, hindi lang sa Delta Cup, magkakakampi na talaga sila Yung yung inter-barangay na yun yung pwede yung mga UAP and NCAA players maglaro. Yun, ito sila Steven, sila Doy, sila Parley, si Darrell, Randem, and even all the other players, magkakasama na sila. They know each other na. For Arayat, I think ganun din naman, but siguro may iba silang mga teammates na hindi nakasali ngayon, di ba? It's gotta play a factor.
Mahirap din naman talagang bumuo ng chemistry and connection
Exactly.
within a team.
I mean, there's a lot of cities ngayon na, di ba, sinasabi nila, malakas kami kung pwede mga UAAP NCAA. And, diba, Masantol could have had Kevin Santos. Lubao could have had Justin Bautista and Arthur Roque.
Pero alam mo, being veteran in the sidelines, being 1 year in the sidelines, it just proves na hindi sa lakas talaga ng player yun eh.
Yes.
Kasi madami kang individual player na malakas. Kung hindi naman iisa yung mindset ba nila sa loob ng court, diba? It's very different and it's very hard na maging okay sila sa loob ng court. Kasi magkakaiba yung play nila eh.
Tama. So, sayang yun for Steven. Hindi niya nakuha yung pectus. But to your point, I mean, just look at the Lakas 40 champions, Tito Rex Firewire. They faced, who did they face in the quarterfinals round 2? MC Sports Management, who has arguably one of the best players sa Lakas 40 and Coach Richie Melencio, di ba? A guy who could have been a runaway MVP no start ng season. But then Tito Rex just bowed them out nung second round. And they're now the champions of the Lakas 40, di ba? Because yung team chemistry nila, not only because Lou Abad is good, Kel Misa is a great point guard, di ba? But
they trust everyone.
Yes, yung system ni Coach Rex Residoro, Coach Erwin Santamaria, Coach Manny Mendoza, and the players also, di ba? Yung chemistry nila. And that's what I think it's missing for Arayat as of now. But kita naman natin, this is a really talented players from Arayat. But speaking of talent...
That's the connection and the chemistry we're talking about.
I mean, like that, going back to Arayat, kung yung chemistry niyo is up to par, alam niyo yung depensa na ganyan, na kahit nakatalikod yung middleman mo sa depensa, alam mo, ikaw na dapat mag-shutdown nung lane na yun para walang lob, di ba?
As you can see, Enzo, yung mga tira ng netong San Simon is talagang under, sa ilalim. Ito kasing Arayat, hindi nila alam kung sino, kung paano. Sabi mo nga nagkakapaan pa kasi sila ng gameplay nila.
And look at the play. The play nila as a three-pointer.
A good 3-point
Harold
for
Canlas.
Arayat.
Bakit na-open si Harold Canlas doon? Because he was the only one. Siya lang yung nag-iisang green shirt ang gumalaw without the basketball. The other 4 were just standing. Diba? Samantalang dito sa...
Pinawian naman ni Steven.
And bakit na-libre si Steven Angeles doon? He flashed to the corner. San Simon is moving as a unit na... Okay, pag pinasa dito yung bola, galaw-galaw tayo. Unlike dito, tinan mo, ball screen, then the other players are just standing in one spot. Diba?
Yun
Very
nga yung
rare.
challenge na hinaharap nila dito ngayon.
Exactly. And team chemistry comes into that. Maybe, and actually, mas nakakatakot nga kasi nakikita natin yung talent ng Arayat. Diba? They're gonna be a scary team in the future, and I see a lot of talented players. Oh! Hindi na, their record is not an indication of how good they are. Yun ako mismo makakapagsabi niyan. I've covered 3 games already of Municipality of Arayat dito sa Delta Cup. And again, I say na yung record nila is not an indication of how good these players are. Ang gagaling na mga players po dito na Municipality of Arayat. Basta easy basket na naman. Nakapasok lang na ito ni Gabriel Cunanan.
The chemistry is missing as we are down to the last 20 seconds of our first quarter with 24-13 in favor of San Simon Enzo.
Oh, nilawa lang. Pero walang kumuha ng bola for San Simon. Look at that. Neil Sampang.
Kaya nilang labanan when it comes to offense, Enzo eh.
Yes.
But the defense of San Simon,
Nakita mo na ba nun?
you know how veteran tong mga batang to eh.
Experience ba naman
Tignan
nila?
mo, masaswipe pa yung bola.
Canlas misses that jumper. What a start for I love San Simon, ha? The three-headed monster. Angeles with 5, Dimla with 6, Doy with 7 points, diba? Those 3 combining in the first quarter. You can see some of these first quarter highlights right here. Grabe, I mean, 18 points combined yung tatlong yun. And kung silang tatlo lang umiscore, lamang pa sila against Arayat by 5, di ba? That's how this three-headed monster work. But para dito sa panig ng Municipality of Arayat, Harold Canlas has been the man for them, scoring those jumpers, getting to the basket a lot. Itong si Canlas, I think Harold Canlas needs to lead the way for the Municipality of Arayat to come back, but that's a tough task kasi they're down by 11, 24-13 after the end of the first period.
we approach our second quarter of this ball game with an 11-point advantage for I Love San Simon.
Ganda ng pangalan, no?
Puro I love, no, kanina.
Oo, Apalit, I love it.
Yes. And
Pero actually, wala.
Oh.
Ang gaganda ng mga pangalan ng teams dito. So, oh, sayang.
Sayang yun.
Pero kanila pa rin yung bola. May magnet ata sa San Simon yung bola eh.
Parang hinahatak pabalik eh, no?
Oo. Pero
Ito,
finally, di ba? And again,
yan.
the defense no, that time netong Arayat parang, ewan ko, napikon siguro. May magnet ka dyan. Sige na, amin na to. Inagaw, parang kay hindi sa bata.
Parang, ikaw, Enzo, as experience mo, as, syempre nagbabasketball ka. Ako kasi hindi ako nagbabasketball. Eh. Yung mga ganyang scenario ba, when it comes to yung ball handling, nakakairita ba talaga siya?
Oh.
Pag hindi
lalo na kung
pag hindi pumapabor sa'yo.
May one time, and this was, we can see muna, tingnan natin tong easy fast break layup para dito kay Manuel Rivera. Nakalimutan ko lang ipaalala dun kay Coach Yung Katikista ng Malolos Republic. But there was one time nakalaban namin yung Ama Titans High School team. And si Coach Yung yung nag-head coach na, hindi si Coach Mark Herrera. Ewan ko nasan si Coach Mark Herrera naman. Si Coach Yung yun. Tapos pinasok ako, bangko pa ako nun, rookie pa ako nun sa team. Pumasok ako, sabi ni Coach Yung, pag dribble ko, pressure yun, di marunong mag-dribble. Talaga sinigaw niya yun. Naagawan ako. Na-prove niya yung point ko. Na-prove niya yung point niya na hindi nga ako marunong mag-dribble. And that's why ball handling is lahat ng players ngayon, lahat ng mga bata ngayon, pinapractice yan. Very important yan eh. Kasi nga, hindi mo alam kung ikaw na ba magdadala ng bola for your team. And especially sa pressure defense na ginagawa ng San Simon, na pipick upin ka bigla niyan. Meron silang mga half-court trap na bibiglain ka nila. Ball handling is very important in that scenario. And dapat, another thing is confidence. Kampante ka dapat magdala ng bola. Hindi pwede yung nagdi-dribble ka. Kahit ilang beses mo pang practicing yan sa bahay. Pagdating sa court, yung kinakabahan ka in-game. Kasi makikita yan ng coach eh. Yun nga, kay Coach Yung, di ba? Sinigawan ba naman ako? Kalimutan ko lang ipaalala sa kanya yun eh. That there was a time na sinigawan niya ako na kalaban ko yung team niya. Sinigawan niya, hindi ako marunong mag-dribble. Nagawan ako, di ba? May mga antics din kasing ganun eh. May, ano yun? Mindset ba? Uso mo yung term na yun.
Actually,
Mindset ba? Mindset.
nakakatawa kasi I was able to ask you na dito mismo para we're like...
You asked me, tapos napahiya ako kasi alam nila na hindi ako marunong mag-dribble na naglalaro
Kaya
ako.
nga nandito ka na yun. Nagko-commentate
So talaga,
ka
hindi
na
na-justify mo na hindi talaga para sa akin maglaro. Hindi na-justify mo talaga para di para sa akin.
Sabi nga ni Tito Mikey Reyes, kung hindi para sa'yo, gumawa ka na lang ng iba.
Sa'yo, hindi siya ako.
Andun pa rin yung basketball.
Sa'yo, hindi siya. Kasi ito, easy layup para kay Jolo Pascual. Namamagana itong kalamangan ng Iron Santiman. Pero ito, sige, to your point. Iniihaw mo ko live on air, Pen
Hindi naman,
Direct,
brother.
si Pen, no?
Hindi naman, brother.
Pangalawang upo ng bully.
I was able to enjoy the first game, Enzo, eh.
Kaya nang bully ka yung second game.
Hindi kita mabully kanina, eh.
Aba, di pwede yun. Maganda yung laro, mabubuli ka, diba? Pero itong dalawa, like I'm talking about, itong Arayat, I did not give that example kasi yung Arayat kanina, may mga players ako nakitang kabadong mag-dribble. Hindi. Ang nakikita ko lang dito sa side ng Arayat is they don't have that sense of I'm not gonna say the word trust. May trust sila sa teammates nila. Pero wala pa sila yung parang kapag nakapikit ka, kagaya ng play na yan, bakit nasa free throw line ito si Kunanan. Alam agad, pag-atake pa lang ni Manuel Rivera, pag-atake niya, alam kong libre si Kunanan doon. So ang ginawa niya, another extra step, kunwari layup, baba. Layup na ni Kunanan yan. Dito sa panig ng Arayat, medyo hindi pa nila kabisado. It's not trust, it's pagkakabisado nyo sa isa't isa and how you play. And that takes hours and hours of training, hours and hours of playing with each other talaga.
Alam mo, Enzo, kung ba't natanong ko sa'yo yung about dun sa pressure? Kasi nga, di ba, galing tayo sa Sinag Lakas 40 na finals. Di ba kasi, before tinanong ko si Coach Gilbert eh. Sabi ko, Coach, paano mo i-handle ba yung pressure? Sabi niya, yung pressure daw kasi, para yun sa hindi alam yung ginagawa.
Exactly my point, di
Kaya
ba?
I asked you about yung kung ano ba talagang feeling na when you're inside the court.
Oh, good basket by Jorha. Pero that's true. If you don't know what in any hindi lang sa basketball, hindi lang sa sports, in anything that you do. I mean, ikaw, when this is your first day sa panel, di ba? Kinakabahan ka kanina before we sat down for the third game, di ba? But you know what you're going to do.
May points naman.
Pero kung hindi ka namin tinuruan ni Direk Mike, ni Direk Billy, if none of us taught you and you really don't know what to do dito sa panel ngayong araw, kakabahan ka din. You will feel the pressure, di ba? And that's why we're giving you information as Steven, humingiti. Humingiti ako ni Steven sa bench. Pero, yun nga, di ba? As we can see muna itong easy layup, or not easy layup, difficult layup dito ni Borja against the contact. Look at the sportsmanship by Ryan Borja. Pero, di ba, yun nga, if you don't know what you're doing in any job, in any profession, kakabahan ka talaga. Di ba? Para kang nagpunta sa isang contest, let's say, ano ba, mga pageant, since you're a girl, and magpa-pageant ka soon, I know that. Pag nagpunta ka sa pageant, tapos hindi mo alam anong, hindi ka prepared. Wala kang dalang makeup, wala kang dalang damit.
Grabe yung
hindi ka prepared sa mga ano yun, mga lakad-lakad sa stage, di ba? It's gonna go on your shoulders talaga.
Given your example, na compare ko nga yung pressure sa loob ng court for a player.
Exactly. As we have a timeout right here for San Simon coach Danny Torres calls for time. They're still up by 13 points, 31 to 85 minutes and 26 remaining in this first half.
As we are back for the 5 minutes and 26 seconds remaining for our second quarter. As San Simon is still up, 31 to 18.
One thing na hindi ko nakikita dito on the side, actually on both sides, is there's not a lot of free throws.
Oo.
They're not throwing a lot of
Ang bilis ng laro
fouls.
nila,
Walang
actually.
tigil, di ba? And both teams are just running the floor. And good play, out of timeout plays by Coach Danny Torres Jun, getting an easy layup for Jolo Pascual. But yun nga, wala ka nakikita free throws. And I've seen Arayat, the Municipality of Arayat, they're a good free throw shooting team. But they're just not getting to the line that often. Pero mahusay mag-free throw yung mga players nila. Maybe that's something that they can like do in this game and in the next remaining games dito sa Delta Cup. Na pwede nila sabihin, magaling tayo mag-free throw. Why don't we get there often? And that factors into two things. Your aggressiveness and attacking the basket. And also, are you getting quality shots? Kasi mga referees, and I've talked to mga kaibigan natin mga referees, sila Dennis, sila Michael, sinasabi nila minsan kasi, the referees are not gonna bail you out if you are, kumbaga hindi sila pipito para i-save ka dahil wala kang ginagawa. Hindi mo kayang pigilan yung defender, di ba? Yun yung tinatawag na bailout. Yung mga sinasabi sa NBA or PBA, mga pro level na bailout foul yun kasi porket maganda depensa ko, binailout siya ng referee.
Saka, and so I believe hindi uubra yung aggressiveness ng Arayat sa San Simon because it's a much more aggressive team.
Oo. Dapat either, kagaya ng ginawa kanina in the first game ng Apalit I Love It, di ba? Pinantayan nila yung aggressiveness. Match mo or even exceed it. Kasi kayo yung naghahabol ngayon eh. Di ba? Ganun yun. And these should be the minutes for Municipality of Arayat na kailangan nilang hindi nila i-take for granted dahil walang dungo, walang maangheles, walang dimla on the floor, di ba?
It's their perfect time para mababa yung kalamangan nila. And
also, wala nga si ano eh. Ang isa lang nga eh, itong si Ian Malonzo, number 30. Normally, starter to si Ian Malonzo, di ba?
And nakikita ko yung point mo na sinasabi mo that this Arayat is such a good team, which is totoo. But then, their lack of something, and that something is their connection inside the court.
Yes. And it takes a long way to, I wouldn't say long way to go, but just a couple of practices. So, kita mo naman, tough shot right there. Galing dito kay Kalel Pulusan, di ba? I mean, San Simon is really a stacked team. Wala pa yung dalawa nilang stars, in Daryl Garcia and Randib Simbulan, yan sa lagay na yan.
Saka yung point advantage ng I Love San Simon is galing kay Dungo, pati kay Dimla, yung
18 points nga, combined silang tatlo, di ba? 7 for Doy, 6 for Parley, 5 for Stephen Angeles.
And being those guys out of this quarter, you need to get this chance. This is the perfect opportunity eh. Para bawiin mo yung in-score ng tatlong yun.
Pero mo yung tatlo, nagkukulitan na lang sa bench.
Humingiti na nga lang sa'yo.
Oh, kinukulit ako kanina. Nagtatawanan ako. As we can see this beautiful jumper right there by Kalel Pulusan. Nakapasok pala na ito ni Pulusan and I believe I'm looking at yung bench dito ni Coach Danny Torres. And ever since their last game, ang ganda lagi ng rotation niya. His rotations is so good na almost all players available sa 15-man lineup niya nakapasok at least twice or once per half. I wouldn't say twice. Twice in a game, di ba? Pero once per half na lang. Nakakalaro ng first half and second half equally.
Which is a very rare for a coaching staff, Enzo. As being in the sidelines, di ba? Parang ako, kabisado ko, pag I was manning the sidelines, sobrang familiar ko na doon sa mga player kasi minsan lang humugot ang isang coaching staff ng player of the bench.
Yes, and also at the same time, important din yan for these kids. Actually, yes, Dungo is there. Yes, Angeles is there. Dimla is there. And there's some games
but
that
it's not every
random.
time.
Hindi naman. It's not every time. Andyan sila. So sila lang ba dapat?
Exactly the point.
Andun na sila
You have a lineup.
Diba? Hindi, I mean, parang, there's them. He's Andre Dungo, Mythical Fives. He's Steven Angeles, a champion for Letran. Parley Dimla, Daryl Garcia, Random Sibulan, Luid Juan Kapampangan.
Exactly.
And you should be striving to be like them. Na, ako naman susunod na maglalaro sa Sinag Liga Asia. Ako naman susunod na maglalaro ng UAAP. Ako naman susunod na maglalaro ng NCAA.
Kasi mabubuo yung confidence
Exactly.
nila.
And for Arayat, yan din dapat ang mindset nila as a player is down holding on to his left ankle. Let's take a look at this one more time. A terrible, terrible fall for Michael Pare. I think I saw na dun sa pagland niya. Oo. Parang either sa pagland niya or pagtalon din niya eh. See, it's the left foot eh. He's still clutching to it right now. He's hurt. And Michael Pare, I mean, again, I've covered this Arayat team. Magaling na point guard itong si Michael Pare. And this is not a sight that you want to see, regardless if you're rooting for San Simon or Arayat. Kasi nga, napaka-talented na itong bata na to eh, ni Michael Pare. And, you know, an ankle injury, sabi ng iba malayo. Yung typical Pilipino na malayo sa bituka. Kasi masakit ang ankle injury. I can attest to that. Napakasakit po ng ankle injury.
Alam mo, Enzo, natatawa ako ngayon. Gusto ko kasi tumayo, tumakbo. Akala ko
courtside ako. Well, nothing wrong with that. Si Direk Billy ang FD mo eh. Namimiss mo ata na sa FD mo eh. Sorry, inagaw ko. Sa amin muna siya sa panel. But good. And this is not good to see na nakaangat na siya. Taayusin siya ng ating mga masisipag na medical staff dito sa Pampanga. But not a good sight to see if you are rooting for Arayat kasi hindi niya nailakad.
Seeing him stand up, pero yun nga, hindi siya nakalakad.
Hindi niya nalagyan ng weight eh. Oo, mahirap yan eh. And, you know, ako, if I'm Coach Eddie Castillo, hindi ko na ipipilit. Kasi the kid has a bright future.
As you can see,
Coach Ed, diba? Thank you so much, Coach Ed. Sa mga, kay Kuya Totoy, sa likod na binuton yun, pagsabi ko. Oh, nadulas.
Hindi niya na ipipilit. Siyempre, may
future na nung batang i-risk mo din kasi.
Saka yung health din.
And trend yan actually for youth coaches. Mga coaches na 23 under, 19 under, 17, 16, 15, 14.
Kasi baka pag pinilit mo pa,
you're deteriorating yung katawan din kasi ng bata eh. Kaya ginagawa ng mga yan, hindi na nila ibabalik eh. Kahit gano'n man sila ka-importante, they'd much rather lose the game than lose the player fully. Diba?
It's one game against the future.
Yes. One game against thousands na ilalaro pa ng bata, diba?
Thousands of experience in the hard court.
As Borja misses from the outside. And for Municipality of Arayat, one and done ang tinatawag namin dyan, Pen. What I mean by one and done, after na isang pasa, tira agad. No set plays whatsoever. That's not the way to play.
I get the right call for that kasi when I was in the sidelines, lagi kong sinasabi
Tinanong mo ako nun eh, anong ibig sabihin, ba't ko sinabi one and done?
It's a fast game pace. Yun ang lagi kong sinasabi.
Oh, Canlas just skied high for that layup. Kinulang lang, but still he'll shoot for the line for 2 points. For 2 free throws rather. Pero ayun nga, di ba? Just like these players from Arayat, you're also learning. Di ba? You're starting your career na sa panel. And itong Arayat, they're starting to learn how to play as a team. Maybe they know how to play as a team separately on their siguro mga mother schools nila or mga inter-barangay teams nila. But together as a municipality team dito sa Delta Cup, I think they're still trying to learn. And again, you know, playback mo to, yung sinasabi ko ngayon, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'm pretty sure sa 2025 Delta Cup, we're gonna see a different Arayat team. Mas hindi na 0-5 ang record nila for sure sa 2025 Delta Cup with how talented these players are.
Kasi nga, Enzo, I really do believe na sa basketball ko yung natutunan that there is always an opportunity to learn.
As 1 second on the clock, mintis yun at yung half-court heave hindi na umabot sa oras. What a dominant first half para dito sa I Love San Simon. Angeles Dungo and Dimla did not even play the second quarter. No need na daw, sabi ni Coach Danny Torres, as they are leading by 14 points, 37 to 23, and everyone on the side of iHeart San Simon umambag. But dito, sa panig naman ng Municipality of Arayat, Borja and itong si Harold Canlas are trying to, you know, will their team back, but they're gonna have to do it. As of now, we don't have any courtside reporter to ask how Michael Pares
Mamaya
doing.
tanungin ko.
Pwede. Balik ka doon, di ba? Pero Michael Pares doing, but again, this is a big hole that Municipality of Arayat will have to dig kasi nga sa 14-point lead for I Love San Simon at the half, 37 to 23. Kapit lang po mga kabalin. Magbabalik tayo dito sa 2024 Delta Cup.
yes, mga kabalan, you're still tuned at the 2024 Delta Cup. This is the battle between San Simon and Arayat, Pampanga. The score at the end of the first half is 37-23 in favor of I Love San Simon. And still, I'm together with Enzo Villarosa for the second half of this ballgame. As we can see, the halftime highlights.
Yes, and for I Love San Simon, they were getting almost everything that they wanted in that first half. Doy Dungo, Steven Angeles, and Parley Dimla did not even play the second quarter, di ba? That's how dominant itong I Love San Simon was in that first half. But sa panig dito ng Municipality of Arayat, there's some, you know, shining light for them, guys, like Borja, itong si Harold Canlas, di ba? They did a lot of good things for them in the first half, and also si Neil Sampang, as we can see, leading scores natin. Doy with 7, Parley and Jolo Pascual both with 6 points, and Steven Angeles nga with 5 points. Para naman dito sa panig ng Municipality of Arayat, Harold Canlas with 10 points, Jordan Rodriguez with 4, Neil Sampang with 3 points. So, di ba, if you're Municipality of Arayat, it's just a 14-point lead.
As
Parang
we can
kumakain
pa yung bata mo.
Nagutom ka? Di ka man lang namigay.
Pag mythical 5, pakain-kain na lang.
Pakain-kain na
But
lang.
then, a well-deserved award for Andre Duco.
Naman. MVP nga dapat. ako yung may gustong mag-MVP siya eh. I want to see my friends succeed, diba? I mean, I'm happy for you na you're finally in the panel. And yun nga, excited ka. Ramdam ko yung excitement mo.
I dreamed of this, Enzo. Sabi ko talaga.
Pero I mean,
and you know, how much I worked hard.
Of course.
Every bit in the sidelines.
Of course. Pero I mean, sobrang excited mo eh. Tinan mo nung halftime mo, nakalimutan mo pa, muntik mo pa masabing sinag eh. You're so excited. But we'll get there. We'll get there in March. You'll get there in March. Isipin mo yun. Diba,
break muna. Dito muna tayo sa Delta Cup.
Oo. Kumbaga ito yung tune up mo.
Yan ang gusto mong makita for the side of
Exactly.
Arayat.
I was gonna say that. What a play coming out of the half, diba? Na dinro up dito ni Coach Eddie Castillo, but a counter.
A perimeter shot.
Punsalan.
For Punsalan.
Simple basketball para dito sa I Love San Simon, di ba? Get the first open look you get, take it, di ba? Hindi gansay yung mga players na itong I Love San Simon eh. They're very confident when they let go of the basketball. Walang dalawang isip. Ika nga ni Coach Paul Joven, which is going to be he is Sinagliga Asa's head of basketball operations sa Visayas region. Sabi, lagi niya sinasabi, when in doubt, shoot. Yun na yun. Huwag ka na magdalawang isip, di ba? Kesa ma-turnover mo pa, missed opportunity pa, tira mo na. At dapat buong-buong
kasi kailangan
mo
maalis yung duda mo sa sarili mo.
Yes.
And hindi lang naman sa basketball, kahit naman sa sarili natin, pag nagdududa ka, gawin mo. You just risk. Kasi doon ka matututo.
Ako hindi, yung negative sa akin ng pagdududa eh. Duda ako ng duda sa kanya, nalagot tuloy. Pero one thing dito, this guy, Parley Dimla, I've seen his growth in his game. I saw kanina his former teammate, si Lancer Khan, the pride of Guagua, the answer. Back then, Parley Dimla, offense lang niya, natatanggap lang niya kapag offensive rebound, put back. Kumbaga, ano siya eh, yung basurero player. That's a term in basketball for players that don't normally create their own shots. But then, yun nga, una ko siya nakita nung Born 2001 Cup namin, nung sinut namin ang Luwid 1 Kapampangan. And nagulat ako, sabi ko, nagpalaki kang katawan, no? Sabi niya, kuya, may shooting na rin ako, sinabi niya. May shooting na din daw siya.
Oh, that's one thing a player can talaga, pagmamalaki. Kaya na lang i-brag out yun eh.
Oo,
diba?
Coming
from wala kang shooting, tapos ikaw pa yung nakasubaybay sa journey nila na mag-grow sa basketball.
Yes, and also very, very humble na bata to si Parley Dimla. I mean, hindi siya trash talker. Very physical player, but hindi siya trash talker, hindi siya dirty player. Minsan pa nga, pag nakakatama yan ng kalaban niya, siya pa nga tumatay. Come on, man.
Ayun na.
You promised me a dunk. Dude promised me a dunk, di ba?
Mamaya.
maybe.
Wait ka lang daw.
Dude promised me a dunk. Kasi tatlo sila. Si Steven lang hindi. Tatlo sila kinausap ko na dumang. Kasi dito sa Delta Cup, I believe, wala... Kanina, yung pinakamalapit na kay Montalvo, di ba?
It's actually a good attempt.
Ang layo lang kasi niya tumalon eh.
Parang nandun pa lang siya sa may
free throw line, di ba? Pag tumalon agad eh, ang haba.
Nabitin siya doon.
Oo. But you can see the talent here in Pampanga, and there is no question why, diba, the debate between Cebu and Pampanga goes all over social media, diba? What province has the
You
most...
see the jumper shot from him. Your guy.
Ngingiti-ngiti.
As they are back, yung tatlo.
Oo. Ngingiti-ngiti pa si Big Moment 2.0. I know our good friend, Steven's good friend, Justin Bautista, will not like that. Na bakit si Big Moment 2.0 daw si Steven. Pero, Justin, boy, sorry. Steven proved his worth.
But then hindi mo din naman sila masisisi kasi diba, parang nasa momentum na sila nung laro that they are happy that they were able to contribute.
Yes, and kasi yung Big Moment na yun is really Justin Bautista's nickname. I gave Justin that. And binigay ko yung 2.0 kay Steven nung nawala na sila Justin sa Pampanga Delta nung Born 2000 natin when they were called up by Letran. I gave it to Steven, binack up naman ni Steven. Kaya si Justin sabi, akin niya. I mean, we're friends. Best friend nga silang dalawa ni Justin. They're actually roommates back in Letran when Steven was still in Letran. And kita mo naman, di ba, how calm the offense of San Simon is when these three, Doy is there, when Parley is there, and when Steven is there. Kalmado sila. Wala pa nga Ian Malonzo eh. Magche-check-in pa lang ngayon si Ian Malonzo. Hindi, pinaupo siya ni Coach Danny Torres. Saka lang mo, papasok na siya.
The name Ian Malonzo is very much familiar to me. Parang medyo naririnig-rinig ko siya.
Actually, sikat siya sa social media here in Pampanga.
Baka nga,
He
dito
is very,
nakita.
oo.
Kaya
Sikat
parang when
siya
you
eh.
mentioned,
Ang daming players dito in Pampanga playing right now in Delta Cup na sikat in Facebook. Kasi merong a lot of Facebook pages dito sa Pampanga na nilalagay yung mga inter-barangay games nila.
totoo.
And sabi ko, I'm actually writing those names down on a piece of paper as we can see this beautiful layup right here by Sampang. Ang daming players na nililist down ko na nakikita ko lang sa Facebook yung mga highlights nila. Sabi ko kasi, what are the chances that this kid is playing for Delta, sa Delta Cup, di ba? And I can see him and I can compare sa highlights and even dito sa Delta Cup. Kasi let's be real, Delta Cup is a different breed. It's a different league. Different kind of physicality. These are FIBA rules, FIBA certified referees ng Pipito. And you're also competing with the likes of Andre Dungo, Steven Angeles, those players na may big league experience na, di ba?
And I know for Arayat, alam ko siguro, or I really do believe na they idolize Dungo, Angeles.
Oo. And for
Siyempre,
sure, excited sila siguro nung nakita nila na makakalaban.
Yun nga yung sabi mo kanina ng third game, nagulat ka nung naka-uniform si Andre eh.
Walang pahinga-pahinga to, no?
Hindi daw uso yun sa basketball player eh.
Tinanong ko kung manonood siya. Sinin nilang ako niyan sa FB. Doy,
Para daw magulat ka.
Gulat na gulat. Kaya mo point guard. Oh! Wow! Yun, sayang, he couldn't finish that. But did you see how fast he was?
It reminds me of the time na nanonood ako nung kung kailan tinalo nila yung Adamson Baby Finals.
Live ba nun?
Oo.
Piloil yun, di ba?
Oo. Ganon na ganon yung mga moves ni Andre. And it's the certified Andre Dungo move.
Oo. And imagine mo, this is a guy who was teammates with one of the top recruits, the #1 recruit of 2022, Ryle Melencio. Really represented Pampanga, di ba?
Exactly.
Grabe. As Angeles, I did not know he had that.
Parang bigla na lang siya sumulpot doon.
I did not know he had that. That hang time lefty layup, I did not know he had that. He's showing us different facets of his game na we did not see nung Born 2001 Cup natin.
Different Steven Angeles daw, Enzo.
Parang different Penelope, sabi ko.
Kasi nga, I'm very excited.
I know, and
I
I'm very understandable naman yung excitement mo. As good pass by Steven, yun lang, sumobra for Parley, but good thing, andun itong si Patrick Punzalan.
It's actually, kung sila dream come true nila yung maglaro sa NC, sa UAAP, sa mga mas malalaking liga sa labas ng Delta Cup. Siyempre ako, yung coming from the sidelines, your upgrade from the panel, it's really different eh, diba?
Yes.
Kasi on the sidelines, you just speak from time to time, parang just at 30 seconds for the span of 10 minutes.
You may be laughing now, Pen.
Kasi?
Hindi, pero I'm pretty sure, and I can attest to this, our boss, Sir Rocky Chan, is probably very, very proud of you. I can tell you that honestly kasi, like I said, like I told you, I've gone through the same journey as you. courtside ako nagsimula with zero knowledge sa courtside, how to do the job, and then napunta ako sa panel. Again, I know a little bit. Kagaya mo, you know a little bit how to do it, pero syempre, you still wanted to learn more, gain a lot of experience. And Sir Rocky, kudos and saludo kay Sir Rocky dito. He never fails to remind me na how proud he is of my growth. And sinasabi, and lagi niya sinasabi sa akin nung start ng 2024, sabi niya, hanap ka na ng someone just like you that can start from the sidelines and work his or her way up to the panel. And you know, Direk Nomar Santiago, such a great eye for talent, our head of production sa Sinag Liga, Asha Sports Production, and also Direk Don Mike Danan and Direk Billy. Yung mga director natin, napakagaling ng mata niyan sa talent. They saw potential in you, and kita mo, pinagkatiwala nila tong time na to sa'yo. And even, pahapyaw ka na ba? Sa Sunday, mag-isa ka lang.
Para akong nanalo sa loto nung parang they
Diba?
tapped me na mag-aral akong
Exactly.
ng play-by-play commentator.
And
Siyempre, it's sobrang laking responsibility. Being babae ako, Enzo, diba?
Right.
Hindi ko naman dinedegrade yung sarili ko in the basketball community. But then, what do I know about the game, diba?
Exactly. And also, just to relate this into the game ng Arayat, imagine mo what you're feeling at the start ng nung nagko-courtside ka. When you started on the courtside and what you're feeling right now, I'm pretty sure some of the players dito ng Municipality of Arayat, they're also feeling that. O sige, sa amin, nagbabaka naman. Kasi syempre kay Totoy Obrero, ang ating napakalupit na TD din. Maganda ng mata niyan sa pindot. Pag buton-buton na camera 1, take 1. Love you, Kuya Totoy. Happy birthday. Pero yun nga, Arayat, Municipality of Arayat, nararamdaman nila yan na it's their first time, probably be their first time in a big league or you're against a high-level competition. That's the right term. High-level competition, di ba? So, what you're feeling is very relatable to these players and very relatable din yung nararamdaman nila.
And
diba?
very relatable din sa 3 points na yun ng Sentimore.
Hindi ako makarelate eh. Shooter sila. Ako hindi.
Pero you know, Enzo, yung difference nating dalawa kasi, ikaw you was able to play basketball. Ako kasi wala talagang experience.
I could say that that's a big difference kasi, of course, but you know, seeing sa US, Cassidy Hubbard, diba, sila Malika Andrews, they never played the game. Doris Burke played. Doris Burke played the game. Tamika Catchings played the game, diba? Yung mga ibang mga female analysts sa NBA, they played. But females like Malika Andrews, sila Cassidy Hubbard, they never played.
Kasi alam mo kung paano ko
it's
natutunan
possible.
na tinuruan ko muna yung sarili kong gustuhin siya
Mismo.
bago siya mahalin. Kaya natutunan ko siya. Alam ko na ganun din naman yung
ano naman din kasi yan Sa lahat naman ng bagay, hindi mo naman basta-basta mamahalin agad ang parang nakita ka ng crush mo.
Mahal mo na agad.
Porket ba crush mo, mahal mo na agad, di ba? I mean, for example, may nakita akong magandang babae na model, tapos sinabi ko, ay, maganda siya. Mahal ko na ba agad? It took me a month, di ba?
Hindi ko alam kung ano sasabihin ko.
It took me a month.
Talaga ba?
Uy, oo, 1 month.
Ay, oo naman.
Mag-1 year na nga kami. It's, you know, things that you learn in basketball. Things that you learn in basketball, you can also relate it in life. That's why a lot of people gravitate in sports, di ba? Kaya daming parents na, I wouldn't say pinipilit yung anak nila to play sports, but are encouraging is the right term.
Alam mo, Enzo, we are now, patapos na pala yung third quarter natin.
Alam mo bakit? Kasi nga, again, like I said in the first half, not a lot of free throws. I did not see one free throw attempt from the second quarter to the third quarter. And look at the team
Meron
fouls.
naman nung second quarter.
Isa lang, di ba? Pero look at this, San Simon was in the penalty, pero hindi tinake advantage ng Arayat yun. They could have attacked the basket just like how they started. As we can see the third quarter highlights, but they started with an attack to the basket and then they started settling with jumpers, di ba? Itong Municipality of Arayat. But for San Simon, they're playing their game, they're playing the right way. First open look that they'll have, they're going to take. It's within the system, it's within the offensive plays ni Coach Danny Torres. That's why they have a big lead, 54-36 after the end of the third period, entering the fourth and final quarter of the fourth game of the 2024 Delta Cup.
as we are now back at the fourth and final quarter of this ball game, seeing the huddle of San Simon at hindi na naman nila ipapasok ang mga veterano for this fourth quarter. Same, kagaya nung ginawa nila nung second quarter.
Ano ba to? Add even ang laro nila. Add numbers na laro yung tatlo, even numbers na laro yung iba.
Pero I believe sa side ni Coach Danny, tinitignan niya yung...
Bilyones? Joke lang.
Namimiss
Love you,
ang
Coach
sinag
Danny.
na sa Scorenta.
Love you, Coach Danny. Hindi, pero for Coach Danny Torres, he did this the last game netong San Simon. Talagang kahit dikit pa yung laro, binalasa niya yung players niya.
It's actually the trust answer.
Yes, and also, ganun sila ka-deep. Itong I Love San Simon. That's how deep. And I got to talk to Steven Angeles kasi yung last game lang nila, yung first game ko na-cover sila. And that's why sinabi niya na miss niya ako. And yung actually ito, nung pinanood ko yung past previous games nila, kulang-kulang sila. There was no Andre Dungo due to the commitment of the UAP. No Daryl Garcia and Randim Simbula on a couple of games. Ang constant lang talaga for them was Steven and Parley. Even Ian Malonzo. May games na na-miss Ian Malonzo.
Iba kasi talaga yung dating sa player kapag pinagkakatiwalaan. Ramdam mo pag pinagkakatiwalaan ka ng coaching
And
staff.
actually sa lahat ng bagay yan.
Same as
Yung boss
as
mo,
mine.
pagkakatiwalaan ka. Director mo, pagkakatiwalaan ka na first time mo upo sa panel, di ba? It's, you know, kakaboost ng confidence and morale and trust. Just like this, tingnan mo, look at that beautiful, wide open pull-up jumper. Galing dito sa San Simon, itong si Azar Salihan, and they're up by 20 points, 56-36.
As we can see here, the players of San Simon who just got his 2 points from that pull-up jumper. Itong si Salihan.
Pronounce the first name. Pronounce the first name.
Ano ba first name?
Azar.
Azar.
Azar. Ang dami, actually ang dami mga, yung, ang gaganda ng mga names nila, ng mga players, di ba? Kaya kanina, Romanchito, di ba? Romanchito Rodriguez, di ba? I mean, maybe funny to some people, pero di ba, it's an old school name, di ba?
Malay mo yung parents niya may pinagkuhanan talaga.
Baka, gusto ko tanongin yung bata, junior ka ba? Malay mo, lolo pala
mo.
niya, di ba? Great-grandfather, di ba?
Sayang yun.
Pero ang pinakamalapit na pangalan talaga, Billy Ray.
Oo. Hindi lang may kaparehas na pangalan, may kaparehas pang mukha.
Boses din, bakit? As ito, look at the hustle by IR San Simon. Yun na, it's the effort. 2-3 players were just standing for Arayat, while 3 players for San Simon ball pressured, di ba? Yun na yun eh. That's effort din eh. That's winning mentality actually. The simple details, those are championship winning mentalities, championship winning details nga kung sabihin ng mga coaches na even small things na yung pinipressure yung kakampi mo, tatayo ka lang doon. Libre ako.
That's actually what's missing for
lumapit ka.
Arayat eh, no?
Exactly. And again, these players are young. Napakabata pa na itong mga naglalaro for Municipality of Arayat. Still have a long way to go, long careers to go. A lot of room for improvement, di ba? And again, I'm willing to bet na dun sa favorite
Sa susunod, Enzo, sa ibang liga mo na
2025.
sila makikita.
Oo.
Hindi
And
lang
I'm
sa
not gonna be
Delta Cup.
surprised if some of these players from Municipality of Arayat, itong Harold Canlas, di ba? I hope na Michael Pare, di ba? Hindi na siya na nga naglalaro ngayon eh. Nakaupo na lang siya sa bench kanina for his ankle, di ba? And good sign na rin yun, papahinga na lang siya for the rest of the ball game. But I'm not gonna be surprised if one of these names dito for Municipality of Arayat, especially Michael Pare and Harold Canlas, makikita ko suit up for a team sa Sinag Liga Asia. I'm not gonna be surprised.
Why not? We have a lot of Pampanga teams competing in the Sinag Liga Asia nung last 2001 Cup lang natin. The
Tatlo.
Hustle Rising Sun, the one with Kapampangan, and of course the champion, the Pampanga Delta.
And kita mo nga
Malay
dito
mo,
sa
may magdagdag pa.
kita mo nga
It's
dito
not-
dito mo nga sa Delta Cup, di ba? 21 teams, Diba, isipin mo, 21 municipalities and cities sumali dito. Isipin mo na lang kung isa-isa sila lahat ng 21 sumali. Diba? Kasi nagliga siya.
Tapos iba-ibang team name.
Oo.
Hindi naman kasi impossible.
Huwag ibang team name, magaganda yung mga names nila. Huwag mo lang palitan.
Sa
I love
bagay.
San Simon, diba? Ang ganda, diba? Kakalaban nila na Paranaque Pelicans, diba? NBS Slashers. Ang gaganda, diba?
And I believe, Enzo, from what I heard, nagpalakas daw ng todo ang Hustle Rising Sun.
Oo, narinig sinasabi ni Coach J. And they also recruited a assistant coach from the NBA G League, diba? Isipin mo yun, Coach J.R. De La Cruz talagang is coming back with a vengeance this year. I mean, last year they didn't even expect na makakaabot sila ng playoffs, diba? And true testament yan. And we can see another jumper by Vergara right there. Another 2 points for I Love San Simon. They're up right now, 64-39. Let's take a look at this Vergara jumper again, Penelope.
Kaya, ayun. From that lead, that 64-39, and we will be back for the Delta Cup 2020. As we can see here, for the side of Arayat. And so alam mo, hindi na sila masyadong nakaangat kasi nga sabi ko sa'yo kung ano yung kulang sa kanila.
Sinakto mo talaga, umiinom ako, no?
Sorry.
You had to do that. Mas 2 players collided there.
Sakit na himpis ngayon. So.
Nagkaumpugan sila eh. Lambingan lang kasi February 14 na next week.
Which reminds me
Tama mo sabihin
of
yan.
that play.
Let's take a look.
Di pa ako
Ayun,
tapos.
oo. Diba, blindsided sila pareho eh. Hindi nila nakita. Player of Arayat was gonna go for defense. Player of San Simon was gonna go to the 3-point line to spot up. Hindi nila nakita isa-isa eh. But good thing na nakatayo sila. And look at that. Si Bora natamaan. Tumira ng 3, pasok pa, diba? Parang nagising siya siguro. Na-adjust yung mata niya.
Ay, dito sa point na to.
Parang tumama. Ay, yun, sumakto. Diretso na.
You know, you have a good point nung sinabi mo that the shooting ng Arayat is very good. Pero yung kulang talaga sa kanila, Enzo, pa ulit-ulit lang sasabihin kasi yun yung na-observe ko dito sa game nila. Is yung hustle nila and yung connection nila inside the court. Kasi tingnan mo, even though wala yung tatlo, wala si Dungo, wala si Dimla, wala si Punsalan, these players of Coach Danny...
May nakalimutan, magagalit yun. Steven.
Si Steven.
Magagalit yun.
Sorry, Steven.
Love you, Steven.
But my point is, yung connection talaga ng San Simon, ng I Love San Simon, mapapasabi ka ng I Love Basketball eh.
Ay, mapapasabi ka ng I Love San Simon talaga. Siguro kaya pag dumalaw tayo sa I Love San Simon, may makakita kaya tayo, yung mga parang I Heart Boracay shit, di ba? May I Heart San
Baka
Simon.
may ganun, kaya ganun yung team name nila. We'll never
And
know.
it's a ano naman, di ba? It's a tourism, ano pa tawag dito?
Tourist spot?
Hindi tourist spot, yung...
Destination?
Hindi, yung tinatawag sa, ano yun? Ano ba? Yung parang yung, it's better in the Philippines natin dati.
It's more fun?
Much more fun in the Philippines, di ba? Yung tagline na gano'n. It's maybe the San Simon LG's way of saying na, I love San Simon. Mga tao dito sa San Simon loves this place, di ba? As we can see, Coach Eddie Castillo of Municipality of Arayat. And yun nga, maybe that's what they're trying to build, di ba? Malay natin, ito pala yung city of brotherly love ng Pilipinos, di ba? And you can see, kita mo, nakangiti pa yung mga players nila habang tumatakbo. Alam mo, hindi pagod eh.
Dito ka nga lang makakakita ng player na naglalaro nangiti pa eh.
Ay, hindi na. May kilala ako. Kilala mo rin.
Sino?
Gilbert Malabanan. Nakanganga pa.
Nakadila pa ka.
Nakadila pa.
Yun ang parang pagod eh, no?
Kita mo nga yung 4th quarter, di ba? Zoom in siya sa timeout. Ganun.
Alam mo, pag tinitignan ko yung stats yan, nire-review ko. Alam mo yung playing time? 34 minutes.
Ang taas, di ba? Kasi hindi pa pagod. And in game 2, he did not sub himself out. He played all 40 minutes, di ba?
Kasi nga sabi niya noon, I will bring the championship to Laguna. But then, the fighting spirit of Tito Rexes is like the fighting spirit of San Simon na hindi na nila
And
pinaabot.
ano rin kasi talaga, one man cannot do it alone. It's a 5-on-5 sport. Basketball is a 5-on-5
No man
sport.
can win a basketball game himself.
Unless one-on-one. Yeah, pero totoo yan eh. I mean, Jordan needed Pippen, Rodman, and the rest of the 95-96 Bulls. LeBron needed Kyrie, Wade, Bosh, Kevin Love, diba? Steph needed KD, Durant. Ay, KD, Durant tuloy. KD, isa lang yun eh. Needed Durant, Clay, Draymond, and Wiggins, diba? And Kobe, my idol, rest in peace, Mamba, diba? Congratulations sa statue nga pala. I love the statue kanina, statue reveal. Kobe needed Pau, needed Shaq. And even in the PBA, Junmar needed Marshall, Chris Ross, Alex Cabagnot, di ba? In Pampanga. Dito sa Pampanga, no, nag-champion sila. Di ba? They had Encho, they had Arwin, they had Balti, they had Apolonio, Archie, di ba? They had a squad. Louis was there. Kevin Santos was there. They had a squad here in Pampanga kasi nga it's a 5-on-5 sport. Hindi lang pwede na Balti-Baltasar lang yan.
Siya lahat.
Encho Serrano lang tayo. We don't need any other.
Totoo na.
Diba? It's a 5-on-5 sport. It's a team sport. Kaya nga, every game, 15-man lineup yan eh. And that's why I love Coach Danny Torres. Nilalaro niya all 15. Diba? Every
Nakita
game.
na natin lahat naglaro.
At least twice, di ba? At least twice nakikita natin na bibigyan yung mga players ng minutes.
At the start of this ball game nga ng fourth quarter, yung sabi ko, si Enzo, nilabas na ulit ni Coach yung mga favorite guys mo.
Sabi ko, not surprised, di ba? Not surprised. I mean, Ian Malonzo even played limited minutes, di ba? And I told you how good that point guard is. I mean,
and even Andre Duno, Steven Angeles, even there, they made a very big point in the first quarter of this ball game. Walang duda, walang takot, nilabas ni Coach.
hindi naman nakangiti na naman itong si Kunanan. Oh, sayang!
Sayang! It
That
was
had
a nice
everybody
move.
going up. That had
Tumayo na yung
everybody
bench
jumping.
niya.
Oh.
The bench of San Simon was ready to jump, but then...
One thing you learn, Ben, in the panel, you miss a layup on one end, the other team gets an easy one on the other end, di ba? Kita mo, namintis nila yung ni Kunanan yung layup. On the other end, Kier Borja knocks down a layup, di ba, na uncontested.
As San Simon is now 17th with Arayat 44 with the last 2 minutes and 8 seconds remaining for this ball game. As an easy layup again. As an easy layup for Canlas. Yun nga yung sabi mo, Enzo, na kapag yung other team na miss nila, it's an easy point
Yes.
for the other team. Pero is it? I know that it's very too late for them to do it right now, di ba? Tingnan mo ngayon, the hustle.
Tataasan niya kanina, di ba? Where was that earlier? But, you know, for Arayat, it may be late, but yung sinasabi nga nila, it's better late than never. Kasi nga, it shows you na kahit ganito na, the win is already going to be on the side of San Simon, hindi pa rin kayo tumigil maglaro. Play until the last second. Play until the final buzzer sounds. Do not give up. I love the attitude. And actually, not just itong Municipality of Arayat ko nakita. Most of the teams in the Delta Cup, ganyan maglaro. Lamang man kayo, or tambak man kayo, down man kayo, wala silang pakampante. They're always playing until the final buzzer. Kita, oh! One player's down for San Simon. Oh, he got hit in the face, but buti na lang tayo agad. Itong si Vergara.
So, yun yung sinasabi mo eh. Na kahit alam mo nang mananalo ka na, still.
But dalawa pa rin sila sumabay. But
Oo.
Vergara got the worst of it kasi natamaan siya ni Kunanan. His own teammate actually incidentally hit them sa pagsabay nila kay Marcelo.
One thing I learned from the sidelines, Enzo, is tuwang-tuwa ang coaching staff when you are able i-contest lahat ng attempt ng opponent ninyo.
Yes, and one of the coaches na talagang applaud na mas gusto niya yung contest than steal or block. Coach Pancho Alfonso. He's a guy that has taught me na sabi niya, mas okay sa akin na contest mo ng maayos. Maganda ang block sa stats. Pero kapag yung kino-contest mo lang shots, nagmimintis yung tira, napapahirapan mo, that's much better than you getting 3 blocks a game.
Because you're stopping that specific player
Exactly.
to contribute in his team.
Exactly. And those are the things that I learned from Coach Paul Joven, Coach Pancho Alfonso. I'm giving it to you na, di ba? Na para ikaw naman, sino ba yung susunod na, ano ba, Penelope Wilhelmina ang tuturuan mo, di ba? That's now, at some point, the burden is now gonna be on you to find your successor, di ba? Kasi ako, di naman kita nahanap na successor ko eh. Binigay ka sa kanila direct Nomar, and I vouch for you din naman, di ba? It's gonna be on your shoulders someday. Wag naman soon kasi kakasimula mo pa lang.
Oo naman.
I'll let you enjoy it muna bago ako bago namin pahanapin ka ng successor.
Hahanap muna tayo ng successor sa sidelines.
Sa sidelines. Well, I have one in mind.
I also do have in mind because I see the potential.
Are we thinking of one person? Are we thinking of one person? Pero look at that. San Simon will just dribble the clock out. What a dominant victory para sa kanila. Grabe. I mean, this team is just, you know, like I said, the 3-3 record, ibang klase. Kasi nga kulang-kulang lang sila. But imagine mo if kompleto sila lahat. Oo.
Just like, what team is it? Damapua 5-1 nung sinaglakas 40 natin,
Yes.
Enzo, no?
Yes, ganyan talaga sila. Grabe itong I Love San Simon. Really, really dominant. Ibang klase itong koponan na to. I mean, they now go up to the team standings and move closer to that twice-to-beat advantage, entering the playoffs dito for the quarterfinals round 1. That is our final score, 73-47. What a victory for I Love San Simon. The roll continues. Back-to-back victories na para sa kanila dito sa Delta Cup. And talagang nahirapan po kami mamili ng best player dito dahil halos lahat po umambag dito sa I Love San Simon. Dungo's return from his stint sa UST. Andyan din yung pag-ambag ni Parley Dimla. Of course, the guys on the bench, sila Gabriel Conanan, Patrick Punzalan, lahat umambag para dito sa panig ng I Love San Simon. But syempre, may isang nag-stand out dito para sa panig ng I Love San Simon. At makikilala nyo na po mga kabale ng ating best player of the game. Walang iba kundi si Steven Angeles. Ikaw na naman. Pero Steven, congratulations. Last game, ganito rin kayo ka-dominant pero nagsimula yung dominance sa second half. Ito, from buzzer to buzzer. Talaga bang ginanahan kayo na nandun si Doy sa lineup nyo? O talagang gusto nyo lang talaga manalo at makuha yung twice to beat?
Kailangan talaga namin panalo kasi bukas may game pa kami kalaban Bacolor. Tsaka ngayong mga ilang araw na nakaraan, talagang binuhos namin yung time namin sa practice, sa depensa. Nagtiwala lang kami sa isa tsaka sa coach namin.
Steven, 2 quarters ka lang halos naglaro eh. Hindi ka na kinailangan ng ibang mga minuto dyan. Gano'n ka-importante yung mga ganyang nagsistep up ang bench ninyo? Especially pagbalik ni Darrell, pagbalik ni Randep, sana full lineup na kayo, di ba, sa mga next games nyo. Gano'n ka-importante na lahat ng 15-man players nyo ay nagsistep up every game?
Kailangan talaga namin sila kasi hindi naman kami mananalo ng kami-kami lang. Kasi kailangan namin sila bigyan ng kumpiyansa. Sabi nga ng coach namin, kayo lang magtutulungan dyan, tayo lang makakasangga dito. Sabi, bigay nyo lahat ng best nyo sa laro.
Ayan. Steven, ngayon bibigyan na kita. Alam mo naman paano mangyayari dito. Bibigyan kita ng shoutout at syempre may gustong magpa-shoutout sa ating kaibigan si Justin Bautista. Nagre-request ng
Shoutout
shoutout.
ko kay Justin, tsaka si Kevin Santos, tsaka si Joshua Miglat na teammate ko sa Letteran.
Eh, mga family mo na, syempre.
Papasalamat ako kay God na natapos to laro namin, nakuha namin yung win at walang nasaktan sa amin. Papasalamat ako sa Balan San Simon at kay Governor Dennis Berta Pinata sa aming boss sa paligan na to. Marami nabibigyan ng chance mapakita yung laro nila. Tsaka, shoutout pala. Si Daniel Magat tsaka Kalmado na mga kaibigan namin.
Yan. Once again, that is Steven Angeles, ang back-to-back best players of the game. Talagang, pag ako talaga commentator, ginagaling nito ni Steven. Congratulations again, my brother. Enjoy your celebration ng konti dahil bukas may laro pa kayo. But syempre, mga kabalen, meron pa po kaming one more game para sa inyo. It's gonna be the main event game of the evening between Juan Sasmuan kontra the home team, ang Fernandino ka, Kayabe ka. Susunod na po yan dito sa 2024 Delta Cup at that ends the 4th game of today dito sa Delta Cup. For Penelope Wilhelmina, ako po si Enzo Galarosa and on behalf of Direk Nomar Santiago, Direk Don Mike Tan, and Direk Billy De Leon, Bidigir Incorporated, and the rest of the hard-working men and women na nagtrabaho dito from the BREN GUIAO Convention Center. This has been your 2024 Delta Cup